Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the Brevard Sports Network and our continuing coverage of local prep and high school sports. Caleb Brown and Jackson Robb on hand. Jackson, how you doing, buddy?
Doing great. Getting ready for some good Saturday night football here on Brevard Sports Network.
Listen, this football here will put the XFL to shame, and that's right, that other spring football league is kicking off, the USFL. Look, I've tried so hard to give spring football a shot. I really have. I just can't get into it.
Yeah, I mean, I like my off-season. Football's definitely one of, if not the best sport, but kind of want to get into some of those other sports in the springtime: baseball, NBA, college basketball.
We got the NBA playoffs tonight, and the NHL playoffs are going to get kicked off soon. Those are always fun to watch. And, of course, like I said, baseball kicking off. All right, so we have the East Coast Sharks and the Duval County Raiders. And before we get to all the game action, we'd like to thank a few of the sponsors who made it possible for us to be out here tonight, live from Vieira Regional Park. First of all, we'd like to give a big shout out to Orleans Bar and Bistro. If you're looking for a fun-filled time, come down to Orleans Bistro and Bar. They have great Cajun food, burgers, wings, steaks, live music on Fridays and Saturdays, daily happy hour and menu items to make sure to please the entire family. Hang out at the Bayou Bar for pool, darts, and watch your favorite teams play. Let the good times roll. Follow Orleans Bistro and Bar in Titusville on Facebook for all events and promotions, or check them out online at www.orleansbistroandbar.com. For more information, you can also give them a call at 321-567-7567. We also like to give another big shout out to Pier 220. Open since December of 2018, Pier 220 is named for its exit number off of I-95, making it easy for visitors to find. They offer fresh seafood in a relaxing environment with a beautiful view right over the water in Titusville. For more information, check out their awesome website at www.pier220.com. Again, it's www.pier220.com, or give them a call at 321-269-0007. We'd also like to give a shout out to our next sponsor, Bird Dogs Pet Supplies. Bird Dogs is your source for natural pet food, pet treats, pet supplements, and pet supplies. Shop online or in store for your favorite brand. To shop online, visit www.birddogs.com or shop in person. To shop in person, they are located at 6225 US Highway 1 in Port St. John, Cocoa area. You can also give them a call at 321-432-2952. And we'd also like to give a shout out to Exotic Peas. Exotic Peas. For the best quality painting in Brevard, call Exotic Peas at 321-387-8364. You can also check out their work on Facebook at Exotic Peas, or email them today at exoticppsllc@gmail.com. I'd also like to give a big shout out to Michelle Mulick. Michelle Mulick, family law attorney. Michelle believes in an integral part of any family law practice is to work closely with their clients so that they can make the right decisions with respect to their legal needs. That is what exactly you will get with Michelle. Sometimes you simply need an explanation of the law and some guidance, and sometimes you need complete and aggressive representation. However basic or complex your need may be, she is here to help you. You may contact her at 321-567-3477 to schedule a consultation. Service offered included injunctions for protection, divorce, marital settlement agreements, parenting plans, child support, prenuptial and postnuptial agreements. You can also visit her online at www.meulkefamilylaw.com or call again at 321-567-3477. All right, it looks like we're getting ready to kick off here, folks. And here to give you all the action, Jackson Robb.
Thank you, Caleb. And yeah, we're getting ready to go here between the 3-3 East Coast Sharks and the hot 6-0 Duval Raiders, traveling to Brevard County here, playing at Vieira Regional Park here. Saturday Night Football, also on the Brevard Sports Network. Alan Zlotowski has the Fort Pierce Bengals and the Pompano Beach Outlaws. As Duval is going to get set to kick off, Kadeem Howard gets us underway, and that ball is going to bounce out of the back of the end zone for a touchback, and that'll start the Sharks on offense on the opening drive of the night. As I mentioned, 3-3 on the season for the hometown East Coast Sharks here in tonight's Saturday night semi-pro action.
I'm already impressed with that was a nice kick. Like, it wasn't just like one of those like line drive, barely skimming over a player's head. That had some height to it.
That was a good kickoff for sure, and that's going to start the Sharks at the 20-yard line. This is a drive sponsored by the Orleans Bistro and Bar.
Orleans Bistro and Bar at 2204 South Washington Avenue in Titusville. Give them a call at 321-567-7567.
Here we go, first down and 10 for the East Coast Sharks to start tonight's game off. Quarterback is under center.
Nope.
Nice in the shotgun.
Number 2.
Number 2 rolling out, gets a pass off as he gets hit. It's hauled in for a Sharks first down just like that from Nelson Capere to Lorenzo McDowell for the first down.
Great job by McDowell. Again, caught, immediately looking upfield. Didn't try to dance. That's the way you start the game off. I already like what I'm seeing.
That's an Orleans Bistro and Bar first down for the Sharks. Trying to read some of the back of the jerseys as well, because they referenced at the start of the game that they may have switched some numbers around. Number 2 just going to take the quarterback keeper rather, Nelson Capere, with the quarterback keeper on second down. Got a decent yardage on first down to bring up second down rather, and solid gain of about 5. It'll be second down and 5 now for the Sharks at their own 39-yard line. Actually gained a 6. It'll be second and 4 now for the Sharks. Not a bad start at all. As now number 2 is going to be split out wide. Possibly could be a Wildcat sort of thing, or maybe just another quarterback. It is going to be the Wildcat. Going to run it, try and bounce outside, cutting up field, breaking tackles. Number 1 on the carry, Cameron Harris. And it's first down Sharks, I believe.
It should be.
Yeah, it definitely should be. And
ooh,
that'll be a first down. Chains should
okay.
move. Yeah, first down Sharks up to their own 44-yard line.
At first I was going to say I didn't care for the spot, but my depth perception played with me there.
No, I understood for a moment, but then I counted it up, and they get the 5-yard carry for a first down. Number 2 back in the backfield, Nelson Capere, bouncing it to the outside. He's got room to run. Good block, set him up. Gets across the 50-yard line in the Raiders' territory. Not quite enough for a first down, but a solid carry nevertheless to start off the new set of downs for the Sharks.
And this is what we saw kind of in that first game for the Sharks. They really like to run that football. They like to run it out of the shotgun. You know, a little bit of that zone read type of offense here. But they're having a lot more success, and that front line is getting a nice push off the snap of the football.
Yes, it is. Number 2 split out wide again. So back in the backfield again, number 1, Cameron Harris. Harris with it. He's going to take it, cutting up towards the middle. He'll be spun down just near the line to gain. We'll see if they give it to him. Yes, they will first. Oh, let me see. Looked like the ref motioned for a first down, but now they go back on that. It'll be 3rd and short for the Sharks.
Cameron Harris, some of you might remember, used to play for the Space Coast Tar Heels. Came on over to the Sharks, and there's a lot of former Space Coast Tar Heels that you'll hear on defense. D. Jackson.
Nelson Capere back in the shotgun for the snap. 3rd down and inches for the Sharks. He's going to run to the near side, try and cut up field, getting driven backwards, still fighting. He will have enough yards for a first down. That'll be a gain of about 2. And another Sharks first down, moving it up to the Raiders' 45-yard line for the first down. It's another Orleans Bar and Grill first down for the East Coast Sharks, and solid opening drive here. So far, 3.5 minutes down, and they're already into Raiders territory to their 45-yard line.
That was just a want-to run. That was just, I am going to get there. I don't care how many guys you put for me to run into a wall. I'm breaking through that wall.
There was a first effort, second effort, third effort in him. He got pushed back, pushed forward again. No quit on that run, and it gets him the first down. Compare slips, ball comes out on the way down, and it's going to be scooped up by the Raiders. But the ball's still out, and I believe the Raiders recovered and held on to it. So that's a turnover as Nelson Compare slipped on the turf. Ball came out, recovered by the Raiders. And nope, hold on.
What they're saying is they're going to call it an incomplete pass. So his arm came up when he slipped. His arm came up, and the ball went forward as his arm did. I'm going to say they got lucky there. The Sharks got lucky.
Yeah, I agree with you on that one. I only thought that they were going to call possibly down, but the motion for an incomplete pass. So luckily the Sharks retain possession for second down and 10. Compare going to run it again. Straight up the middle with space. Nelson Compare fighting through defenders for a gain of 15. And it's first down and 10 once again for the Sharks up to the Raiders' 30-yard line. They catch the break, and now they're going to keep it moving. We got a timeout by the Duval Raiders here. Nice timeout forced by the Sharks and their great ball movement, moving them to the 30. And with 10.5 minutes still to go in the first quarter, Sharks are on the move into the Raiders' territory to the 30-yard line.
Wow, they have a timeout again. You've been hearing this drive is sponsored by Orleans Bistro. Orleans Bistro and Bar in Titusville. If you're looking for a fun-filled time, come down to Orleans Bistro and Bar. They have a great Cajun food, burgers, wings, steaks, live music on Friday and Saturdays, daily happy hour menu items, sure to please the entire family. Hang out at the Bayou Bar for pool, darts, and watch your favorite teams play. That is Orleans Bistro and Bar in Titusville.
For the people asking when does the Fort Pierce Bengals game start, I think kickoff was slated for 6, but Allen has to drive down Fort Pierce from up here in Brevard, so whenever he gets there and set up, that game will go live onto the page. So if you don't see it there, it'll be up soon. So first down and 10 for the East Coast Sharks at the Duval Raiders 30-yard line. Nelson Compare once again pushing up the middle, but he gets met this time at about the line of scrimmage and brought down after a short gain. Good stop there by the Raiders, not letting him get past the defensive line. And that's going to bring up second down and 10 from the same spot, the 30-yard line. Mohamed Darius checks in for the Sharks for Jake Kerr.
Now, wait a minute. You said would that be the Mohamed Darius? Could be just coincidence.
Second down and 10. Sharks at the Raiders' 30-yard line. Nelson Compare once again gets a little reverse, given to number 7, taking it down the near sideline, still fighting in bounds. Toe taps it out of bounds all the way down for what should be a first down. We'll see what the refs have him step out at. Good reverse to C.T. Jaley. On a little bit of a jet sweep. And they're going to mark him just short of the first where he stepped out. So it'll be third down and 1 for the Sharks just outside of the Orleans Bistro and Bar red zone. Compare in the gun again. Third and 1 at the Raiders 21. Nelson Compare going to run it to the far side. Had a hole open. It closes quickly. He reaches forward, and he'll get him another first down now inside the Orleans Bistro and Bar red zone. as the Sharks continue to move on this long opening drive. They've wasted about half of the first quarter already on this opening drive.
And that just seems to be the game plan for the Sharks. Use this run game, wear you down defensively, and just chew up clock. And for right now, it's working. That offensive line is getting a really nice push.
Yeah, we don't know an extensive amount about the Duval Raiders, but the one thing we do know for sure, they're 6-0.
Yes.
So you know this team finds a way to win no matter how.
They've beaten the Sharks once this season up at their place.
There you go. Quick run this time. They try it again with C.T. Jaley. Does not go as well, and for the first time on this drive, it goes backwards for a loss.
I believe the initial tackle was made by number 22 for the Raiders.
That would be D'Angelo Scipio.
I mean, Scipio just had a great first step. Came in, stayed home, and allowed the cutback lane to be cut off. Great defensive pursuit there by Duval County.
So that's going to bring up second down and long. 2nd and 15 now for the Sharks at the Raiders' 24-yard line. Don't know what the kicking range is like for these teams. We know the Raiders had a good kickoff, so they might have a solid kicker. And getting near the red zone, field goal would most likely be a possibility, but you never know. Either way, it's still only second down, 2nd and 15. Nelson Compere with the ball, drops back, looking to throw for the second time. Airs it out, has a man open. Perfect throw, caught for a 24-yard Sharks touchdown. Nelson Compere to number 8, Grady Pizarro. And the Sharks get on the board first on their opening drive with 6:55 to go in the first quarter.
That pass was just floated in perfectly. Didn't overthrow, didn't throw his receiver open. His receiver was open. He just threw it into the breadbasket. Great job catching it and then getting into the end zone.
Throw off his back foot as well. Lobbed it up there, hauled in, bobbled for just a moment, hauled it in, and stayed in the end zone. They are going to go for 2 here. So I commented about the kicker, possibly something to watch for the Sharks. So they're going to go for 2 here early on to try and get the 8-0 advantage here. 8 minutes into the first quarter, an 8-minute drive. Orchestrated and ends in a touchdown. So going to be Nelson Compere in the shotgun. Looking to get him an extra 2 points. And a lot of movement. Flag down. Quarterback gets swarmed.
I think the Sharps might have jumped first.
Ref motions offsides on the Raiders. And so they'll get another try, and they'll probably get an inch closer.
Oh, it shows you what I know.
So now if they inch a little closer, they'll see if they change up the game plan.
Beautiful windy night for football.
Yes, it is. Not too hot. Clouds keeping that sun out of your eyes for now.
Hey, I will take that all day long.
Slight chance of thunderstorms, but
hey, we don't talk about that. They're going to dodge this field.
most likely. Nelson Compere going to run it up the middle. Flags down again. He's going to flip the ball up.
Wow.
And score the 2 points. Compere flicks it to Lorenzo McDowell.
Are you kidding me, Jackson?
For the 2-point conversion. I guess he hadn't crossed the line of scrimmage. It was pretty much inches, so he wasn't in yet, and he wasn't going to give up on it. And a heads-up play by Compere to McDowell, streaking in the back of the end zone. I'm going to say I'm pretty sure that wasn't the game plan, but either way, a great execution for the 2-point conversion. But, as I'm saying, let's false start on the play. Doesn't
Dang
count.
it.
I saw the flag down, but I figured they'd stop it if it was a false start. They did not, but so now they'll try it for a 3rd time. Still like the effort.
Yes.
Good play. But so still 6-0 as we head for a 3rd try, the 2-point conversion. Now they're backed up outside the 5-yard line though, so the offsides penalty put them an inch closer. A false start of their own puts them 5 yards back, so doesn't quite negate the original penalty. It pushes them back pretty far, so now it's going to be 2-point conversion from the 6 for the Sharks. See if they can knock it in a 2nd time. Following the false start. Going to drop back to throw it. Swarmed, hit as he throws. Sailing high Incomplete, a flag down again.
This one I think might be pass interference.
Judging on where the flag was thrown. Definitely good guess.
To me, it looked like good coverage, but then again, I didn't see when he got there. He could have gotten there early. And Cliff Nichols is like, what else do you want me to do? We're calling all of our 2-point plays at this point.
They've called a jump pass, run. They've called a normal pass.
Heck, even that normal pass was a jump pass. He had to jump in the air to get it off and keep from being sacked.
And that puts them back. Seems like to the 1 or 2 yard line.
So here we go. This is what the third or fourth 2-point attempt.
Fourth. Offsides, false start. Third attempt. I don't know. It's been a few attempts, that's for sure. But
absolutely,
at this point, you got to get it in. Make it worth your time.
Hey, look. You just keep it a situational football. Sometimes you get to practice your 2-point plays. Well, here you get to do it in the game.
Flag down on the back. So,
did I see a delay of game?
I believe so.
That back official was folding his arms.
When the flag was down, it got picked up.
All right.
I might just want to get this one over with. 2-point convert. Oh, nope.
And more whistles. It's a whistle fest. Whistle fest.
It's a 2-point conversion at some point. Maybe just give him 2 points for one of these penalties.
Right. Exactly. You know what? The next penalty, if it's on the defense, we'll give him the 2 points and we'll get a kickoff.
Here we go. Try number 4. It is in the Wildcat. Cameron Harris going to run it to the far side. Doesn't get the corner. Tries to cut back. And he's ripped down. Oh, second effort. Whistled down and no good after all that. I think the initial hit I saw was number 45, who is not on the roster. Maybe 46, which would be Jasper Starks.
Something tells me it's probably what it is. But the Sharks get on the board.
They do. It was a quick drive. Well, it was a long drive time-wise, but they were they weren't going to third downs that often. They were moving quick, but then they were taking their time with the plays. But they weren't really in danger at any point. It seemed like their third downs were 3rd and inches, 3rd and 2. It was a nice move down the field, and they dropped it in on a 24-yard pass to score after a drive dominated by running plays. 6-0 Sharks with the lead early.
Go ahead.
I would say to kick off number 24, Eddie Dufresne.
Eddie Dufresne, son of referee Ed Dufresne.
And Dufresne's kick. Nice line drive. Bounces. It'll be returned by the Raiders. Number 26 with it. Trying to get the corner. Good block setting up. And a good return is going to get him already up to around the 50-yard line by, well, there's 3 number 26s. Either Danny Hill, Dante Lubin, or Kenneth Thomas. So, whoever it was, great return up to around the 48-yard line to start their own 48. About a 28-yard return. Can't really complain with that. Good blocking. Sets up the good return. And now first down for the Duval Raiders. It's going to be a handoff to start. Right up the middle is number 3. And a solid carry on first down by Joshua Shannon or Sam Phillips, another number 2 names.
They should have positions next to their names.
Well, athlete and DB. So I'm assuming it is
the athlete.
Joshua Shannon on the carry.
That play was cleaned up there by number 88 for the Sharks. Came in and cleaned that one up from his safety position.
Tristan Weiler. Snap, and he's going to be a quarterback keeper to the far side. Got a first down and more down the sideline. Inside Sharks territory, inside the Sharks 35-yard line. That's going to be about a 15, 15-yard scramble there by the quarterback keeper, Osavia Hibbert, for the first down. This drive sponsored by Pier 220 Restaurant and Bar.
They said Duval Raiders football says we got the wrong roster. We checked. Anyway.
Oh, we apologize then. The carry there by number 3.
The EAFL has roster list available.
All right, we'll get that straight here in a minute. So 2nd down and 6 for Duval Raiders. As number 36 on the carry up the middle for a solid gain. Flag comes in late on a short carry.
All right, who's your number 1? For the
Raymond Alacock and Richardson Eugene.
Okay, so this is here's their roster.
All right, we got the roster figured out. Flag down is a hold on the Raiders. So it'll be 1st down now all the way back at the Sharks 40. It's going to set up 2nd down and 18.
By the way, folks, we do apologize. Someone had sent us the wrong team.
So the quarterback in there is Jay Jackson. Now that's number 3 on the keeper. Cutting upfield, he's only going to get a gain of 1. That's Daryl Johnson Jr. on the carry. And that's going to set up 3rd down and 17 for the Duval Raiders. So a holding penalty sets them back, and it's going to be a little bit of a trek to get there. Most likely 4-down territory from here, I would think. So, well, it depends on how close they get it to the first, because it is 3rd down and 17 with under 4 minutes to go in the first quarter. 6-0 the lead for the Sharks, as you see on the top of your screen. 3rd down and 17 now for the Duval Raiders. 3 backs. Pass to the outside. Receiver wasn't ready for it. It was Daryl Johnson Jr., the intended receiver. Falls incomplete. Pass by Jay Jackson. And that will set up a 4th down and 17 for the Raiders at the Sharks 40. And it looks like they're going to send the punt team out there. So it looks to be a solid start to the drive. Penalty knocks him back, and then the Sharks hold strong on defense. And I believe they're going to force a punt here from the Sharks 39.
So try to pin him inside the 20 here. Punter, I believe, is that 17?
That's Dan Clayton. Clayton back to punt. High snap, gets it down. And a solid kick going across the field, bouncing out inside the 10-yard line. Good kick by Clayton, puts him right where he wants him. It'll be 1st down and 10 Sharks inside their own 10. This drive will be sponsored by Brig Dogs Pet Supplies.
Information there is at the bottom of your screen. Their in-person store, or you can find them online at birddogs.com. Or give them a call at 321-432-2952.
So now pinned down to their own 10-yard line. It's 1st down and 10 Sharks in their second drive, their opening drive, a long 8-minute drive that went for a touchdown. After multiple attempts at the 2-point conversion, it was no good. And that sets them at 6-0. And a great defensive stop there gets them the ball back. So 1st down and 10 Sharks now. Still Nelson Compere in the shotgun with it, ready for the snap. Mostly been running the ball, but their touchdown was on a pass, so they can do both. Compere cuts it straight up the middle. Big hole. Compere breaks through for a gain of 10. And 1st down, Sharks will come up. Tackle made, I believe, by number 4. Rico Jones stops the big run from breaking through. Great hole made by the the center of that offensive line, let him run right through the middle. And it's going to be first down and 10 now, and a gain of 12 on that run. Sets them up at their own 22-yard line. Love the start so far by the Sharks.
Absolutely.
3:24 to go in the first quarter. Ball on the ground, low snap, and he'll get fallen on immediately. He was looking for Cameron Harris. And it'll be now second down and long. Second and 16 from their own 16. Now what you want to see there, a bad snap, set you back. Second fumble they've had early on. First one wasn't a fumble. It was called an incomplete pass, so. That one is just a bad snap low. Sets them for second down and 16 now for the Sharks, back inside their own 20-yard line. 2.5 minutes to go in the first quarter. Nelson Compere in the shotgun all alone. Ready for the snap. And flag comes in. It's going to be a delay of game on the Sharks, and this the yards are starting to stack up for them. This is going to make it second down and 21 back at their own 11-yard line.
I mean, right there is almost where their drive originally began.
Penalties can be a drive killer. Still only second down. Their first run went for 12. It's second and 21. Compere with a snap, rolling left, getting ready to throw it, has space, rolling out still, and he gets jumped on from behind by number 41, it looks like, for the sack. That is going to be Chris Jamison on the sack on Nelson Compere, and it's now third and a trip to Duval County. 3rd and 24 for the Sharks from their own 8-yard line. Got to get all the way to the 32. Not ideal. They got to find a way if they want to keep this drive going.
I mean, if I'm the Sharks here, you might want to play the field position game. You know, a dive or maybe something on the outside, pick up a few yards and make sure you're not punting out of your own end zone.
The wind will be in their face if they choose to punt it here after this pass off the hands of his receiver. Number 8, Grady Pizarro. That was his target that caught the big touchdown. Compere is hit when he threw it. And that's going to bring up 4th down and 24. Obviously, the punt team will come out now to try and get this one away. And it's going to be hard. You have it inside the 10. But, you know, the Raiders had good field position to start in their first drive and didn't get anything out of it. So we'll see what they can do here on special teams and defense.
54 seconds left to go here in quarter number 1. Next drive will be sponsored by Exotic Peas for the Raiders.
As the punt, sky high, tracking around the 30, and they down it. Great field position to start for the Raiders at their own at the Sharks' 31-yard line. It's about a 23-yard punt. Once again by Eddie Dufresne. First down and 10 now for the Raiders on drive number 2 from the Sharks' 31. First drive made into Sharks territory. Nothing came of it. Got derailed by a holding penalty, so see what they can do now for 1st and 10. Trailing 6-0 late in the first quarter, under a minute to go. Jay Jackson, hands number 3, not going to get anywhere with that one. His helmet comes off on the ground. That's Darrell Johnson Jr. And he's going to have to come off the field Checking into the game for him is going to be Jermaine Worthington Sr. and Deontay Foster. Second down and 10 from the same spot. Sharks 31. Second and 10. Raiders turn, give. Running back has a hole. Jumps a tackle. Bouncing to the outside, inside the 20, and that'll be a first down on the carry, number 26. Vance Bennett for the first down. Great carry to the outside. Jumped over a diving tackle. And that will be the end of our first quarter of play. 6-0 Sharks lead as the Raiders are driving inside the Sharks red zone on their second drive of the night.
While we have an opportunity, Jackson gets a chance to get himself a drink of water. All right, so we also like to thank some of our other sponsors here tonight. Oh, we're yellow. Really? Come on. All right. Yeah. All right. All right, so we're going to go ahead and end this broadcast and go straight Facebook Live.
Network, I'm Jackson Robb, and we welcome you back to the Brevard Sports Network once again. We apologize, the signal was not cooperating with us, so trying once again here to bring you the action. Our score 6-0. The East Coast Sharks with the lead while we were gone for one play. Fumble by the Duval Raiders inside the 20, inside the red zone fumble, scooped up by the Sharks, and it's going to be first down for the East Coast Sharks now off a big fumble recovery, which will get them going on their third drive of the game. So second time that the Raiders have started with great field position, second time the defense has stood them up. So East Coast riding some solid defensive momentum. We'll see if the offense can get them back in the end zone once again.
Again, sorry, the signal just cut out on us. We don't know why it cut out.
As we get set, first down and 10 now of Sharks at their own 30-yard line off the fumble recovery. This drive sponsored by Michelle Mulp LLC, family law attorney. Rolling out left to throw, hit as he throws. It was intercepted, taken out of his hands, and driving down the sideline, C.T. Jaley with a big catch and run for the Sharks' first down. Again, as I said, looked like it was initially intercepted, then he kind of ripped it out of his grasp and took off with it.
Yeah, folks, we don't know why the signal cut out on us. We apologize for having to switch streams, but we switched streams because regular Facebook Live should work.
I believe that was Shedrick Green, the fourth on the coverage there. Made a good play on the ball initially, just got the ball taken out of his hands by C.T. Jaley for the big gain and first down, or actually second and short rather. Run to the near side, that'll be a first down, and more still fighting. Nelson Compare with the keeper up near the 50-yard line. That's going to be a gain of about 8 or 9. First down and 10. It's a gain of 9 for the Sharks to their own 48-yard line. Keep this drive moving off the turnover. On the opening drive of the second quarter, Sharks have the lead 6-0 for those just tuning in. First down and 10 now. Sharks at their own 48. They run the jet sweep again right up the middle. This one doesn't work as well. The C.T. Jaley doesn't get too far on the little jet touch pass for a minimal gain there. Good defense by the Raiders anticipating it. It's only going to be a gain of 1. Second down and 9. Sharks from their own 49.
Coming up on 12 minutes left to go here in quarter number 2.
Low in the backfield, going to take it to the left side. Nelson Compare. Compare getting the corner. Gets blown up after only a yard. Good stand here by the Raiders defensively right now. It'll be 3rd down and 7 for the Sharks now in the Raiders territory at the 49. Raiders trying to limit points off turnovers. Again, this drive started with a fumble recovery by the Sharks.
But can the Sharks capitalize off this opportunity? Again, you said this drive started off of a fumble recovery, but can they capitalize? Because, you can get turnovers all you want, but guess what? If you don't capitalize and get points off those turnovers, well, then the turnovers are just another stat.
Flag down. Another delay of game on the Sharks, something they got to get figured out here. They've had 3 now called on them so far.
Well, and that's the thing, in that first drive, everything's been run flawlessly. They had the run game going, they had a little bit of that jump pass game, and now it's like everything's come to a dead halt. So I think the Raiders have done a good job making the adjustments, and now the Sharks have to make the adjustment on that adjustment.
That's going to bring up 3rd down and 12 now, back at their own 46-yard line for the Sharks. Rolling right, he's going to run it. Gets outside, can't break the tackle though, so that's only going to be a gain of 2 right back. It'll be 4th down and 10 for the Sharks, so that delay game penalty really derails their chances.
Tackle made by number 13, Dejon Hayes, from his defensive line position.
So 4th down and 9 for the Sharks at their own 49. And they're going to send the punt team out there for the second time, Eddie Dufresne, to handle the punting duties here. 10 minutes to go in the first half. 6-0, Sharks lead on an opening drive touchdown. Since then, not much offense to show. Their defense is held tough. They got a turnover forced and no points on the board. To the 6-0 Duval County Raiders. As that punt, a nice one, end over end. It's going to be fair caught just inside the 20 by Vance Bennett. And that'll start the 3rd drive of the game for Duval County. They've had great field position in their first 2 drives. This is the first time that cannot be said. So we'll see how they handle that, because the first 2 drives, no points on the board, starting at their own 48 and then at the Sharks 30. So we'll see what they can do now with a little worse field position. And they'll take 1st down and 10 at their own 19. This drive sponsored by Orleans Bistro and Bar in Titusville. Quarterback draws back. Jay Jackson looking, surveying, has a man wide open, streaking down the middle of the field, hit him in the hands, and it falls incomplete. Great pass by Jay Jackson looking for Richard Rocafort, and dropped incomplete. It'll be 2nd down and 10, and I don't think it's far-fetched to say that would have been a touchdown.
Oh, that he would have been running, hitting his head on the goalpost. He was streaking down the field. Beautifully thrown.
Perfectly thrown, and Decca Ford immediately visibly upset with the drop, but a lot of time left, and that shows that the passing game, they may have holes in the secondary they can hit. First time we've really seen a passing play set up for the Raiders. You run straight up the middle, and that is not going to go barely anywhere by, I believe, number 3 on the carry, Darrell Johnson Jr. And that's going to bring up 3rd down and 8 from their own 21-yard line. I would go back to the passing game if it were me. They nearly had success the first or second time going to it. First time on this drive. And, the run game has been stifled pretty much immediately every time by the Sharks' defensive front. So I would try the pass game again. So they will. Jay Jackson drops back, surveying, trying to get out of the pocket, slips, and he's chased down for the sack by number 56, Muhammad Duris. And a big sack, and that's going to be another stop by the Sharks defense. It's going to be 4th down and about 20. And the Raiders will be forced to punt for the second time on 3 drives. And the defense comes up big for the Sharks again, and you look back to the first down pass that fell incomplete, and what that could have changed for that drive and for the Raiders as a whole. Still got plenty of time to go in the game, but another tough drive to let slip through their hands. That punt nearly blocked in there by number 10, Nate Yankee, former Space Coast player. And that one gets a good bounce for the Raiders. And it'll be 1st down and 10, Sharks at their own 41-yard line. Not bad field position whatsoever. And the Sharks looking to turn that into some more points.
I think the Sharks might have gotten away with one there, a little running into the kicker, not a roughing the kicker, not the 15-yard variety. But you know what 5 yards can do when you're kicking with this wind.
True. Definitely some contact at the end of it, but ref deemed it fair play. Next sponsor for this drive is going to be the Pier 220 Restaurant and Bar in Titusville.
Open since December of 2018, Pier 220 is named for the exit off of I-95, making it easier for visitors to find. At Pier 220, they offer fresh seafood, a relaxing environment with a beautiful view right on the water in Titusville. For more information, check out their awesome website at www.pier220.com.
As 1st down and 10, Sharks at their own 41. They try and run it straight up the middle on the keeper. It was once again Nelson Compere. Doesn't get too far on it, though, as the Raiders are starting to adapt a little to the offense that the Sharks have been running. It seems like they have a decent passing attack. Doesn't seem like it's built for long passes, but, they did have a 24-yard touchdown, so we'll see, because, if the Raiders continue to shut down the run game, they may have to switch it up a little. Maybe do a little run and then jump pass play again. Whether that was telegraphed or not on that 2-point conversion try, it worked. So it's now 2nd down and 10 from their own 42-yard line. Compere drops the pass as I say that. Stepping up in the pocket. Blitz coming from behind. And he'll be taken down. A flag goes down. Number 13 on the sack, Dejon Hayes. We'll see what the penalty is. Late coming in on that one. It is a sack. It's only going to be about a loss of 1. But he grabs the face mask on the sack. So that's going to be a 15-yard penalty, and that's going to be turning from a sack to a Sharks 1st down. Costly mistake there. You get the big sack. Reach up too high, grab the face mask, and that's a costly 15-yarder you don't want to take. 1st down and 10, Sharks now. Actually looks like a 5-yard penalty. Motion face mask.
Yeah, well, no. It is a face mask because remember, there's 2 face masks. One was done away with at upper levels. That was an unintentional face mask, which is the 5-yard.
Got it. Oh, big hit from behind on that sack. Ball comes out, and a fight for it. And it's going to be recovered. Duval thinks they have it. They're already walking off the field. And the refs give it to the Raiders. What a hit from behind on the quarterback. That ball recovered by number 36 for the turnover, Riggins Andre. And it's 1st down. Raiders now at inside Sharks territory to start. And that's a textbook great hit on the sack coming in from behind. Arm still backwards. Ball knocked down. They dive right on it. Didn't see the number of the man who laid the hit. But a textbook sack there. Knocks the ball out. 1st and 10 Raiders at the Sharks 45. This drive sponsored by Brig Dogs Pet Supplies. They're going to run it. Has a hold to the outside. It closes. Still going. Bouncing it outside. Down the sideline. Inside the 30. Jumping a tackle inside the 25 for a big gain. A gain of over 20 yards on the carry by Vance Bennett for the Raiders' 1st down. Now the Sharks cough up a fumble of their own. Now they got to do what the Raiders did, not allow any points off turnovers. With 6 minutes to go in the 1st half. 6-0 lead for the Sharks. Only score on the opening drive of the night. Whistles, movement, or a timeout coming for the East Coast Sharks here with 5:50 to go in the second quarter. They hold a 6-0 lead, but it's the Raiders who are driving to their 25-yard line.
All right, well, we have this time I'd like to thank some more of our great sponsors who allowed us to be, who made it possible for us to be out here. Again, Pier 220, named after the exit off of I-95. They offer fresh seafood and a relaxing environment with a beautiful view right on the water in Titusville. For more information, check them out on their awesome website at www.pier220.com or call them at 321-269-0007. Also, like to thank Bird Dogs Pet Supplies. Bird Dogs is your source for natural pet food, pet treats, pet supplements, and pet supplies. Shop online or in store for your favorite brand. To shop online, visit them online at www.birddogs.com, or to shop in person, they are located at 6225 US 1 in Port St. John, Cocoa area. You can also call at 321-432-2952.
Here on first down and 10, right up the middle, the carry by Jay Jackson, spinning through tackles, still fighting inside of the 10-yard line. And that is going to be up near the line to gain. Definitely going to break into the Brig Dogs Pet Supplies red zone. And it is going to be, I believe, first down and goal for the Raiders at the 10-yard line. The worst kind of first and goal, they'll tell you, but a first and goal nevertheless. First down and goal. Raiders at the Sharks' 10-yard line. Jay Jackson, turn, give, bouncing outside. Bennett still going, but he gets hunted down for no gain. Number 6 in there on the tackle, Lorenzo McDowell, and another Shark making the play for no gain. Second down and goal. Raiders at the 10. Under 5 minutes to go in the first half. As carry up the middle, Jay Jackson fighting forward for a short gain. Good defense by the Sharks. Is going to bring up third down and goal for the Raiders at about the 5-yard line. About the 4-yard line. Third and goal, Raiders inside the 5. Trying to get on the board here with 4:15 to go in the first half. Whistles. Looks like a timeout on the field. The second timeout of the half for the Sharks with 4:13 to go in the second quarter. They lead it 6-0, but it's third and goal, Raiders inside the 5. As they bring him back to the field, third down and goal. Raiders inside the Sharks' 5-yard line, trying to get on the board here late in the first half. The Sharks hold a 6-0 lead, with the only score coming on their opening drive of the game. Third and goal, Raiders at the 3-yard line. Jay Jackson, the quarterback. His running back, Darrell Johnson Jr. back there. Jackson on the keeper, trying to break through. He gets brought down, thrown back. Immediately streaking through the line was big number 56. And Mohamed Daris again making a big tackle in the backfield. And that's going to make it fourth down and goal for the Raiders at the Sharks' 4-yard line after a loss forced by Daris. A loss of 1. They're going to stay out there on the offense. Fourth down and goal. Raiders at the 4. Looking to get a score on the board. Jackson rolls out. Pass tipped. He had a man wide open, but a great tip forces the incompletion. And a turnover on downs inside the 5 by the Sharks defense.
Great job by the Sharks there. Coming up, playing defense, and just the D lineman getting his hand up. Look, you may not be able to pick the ball off, but if you can knock that ball off its target, you have a fantastic play there that prevented a touchdown.
Yeah, that target was a wide open receiver waving his hands in the back of the end zone.
He's practically doing jumping jacks, saying, "Hey, I'm here, buddy. Hey."
But, now the Sharks pinned inside their own 5-yard line. Defense forced another sack, a turnover, because the defense for the Raiders has been on a roll as well. Their last drive that got them down to the 5, that was off of a fumble recovery, off of a sack. So Sharks starting inside their own 5-yard line. They're going to run it straight up the middle, and that one will go nowhere. Big stop by big number 77, Edward Berry.
No one was getting past Barry. That was a bear hug to the ground. Love it.
Once again, a carry by Nelson Compere.
Overall, this has been a good half of football.
Yes, it has.
About 3 minutes left to go here in the half.
Defense has been the name of the game so far. 1 turnover apiece, both fumble recoveries. As now going to roll out right to pass. Compere getting chased again by Barry. Finds big Mohamed Darius with it, and he's going to get him a first down. What hasn't Darius done tonight? Got sacks. Now he's got a reception and a first down.
Hey, if you can do it, being that Swiss Army knife, that Taysom Hill type of player where you can play multiple positions and do well at all of them, more athletes need to learn to be like that.
This drive sponsored by Exotic Peas.
For the best quality painting in Brevard, call Exotic Peas at 321-387-8364. You can check out their work on Facebook at Exotic Peas, or find them or email them today at exoticpeasllc@gmail.com.
First down and 10. Sharks at their own 19-yard line. Run, bouncing back and forth. Looked like he wanted to pass, but he'll just have to run it forward for a gain of about 2 or 3. And inside 2 minutes to go. Got a player slow to get up for the Sharks here on that one, on the offensive line.
I'd like to thank everyone watching here on the Brevard Sports Network. Comment, let us know who you're cheering for, where you're watching from. Want to give us any shout-outs to any players that we may or may not have called tonight? We are an interactive broadcast. There's Spud Barrett Jr. said, "Big Ed, good tackle."
Assume he's referring to Big Edward Berry on the defensive line for.
I believe that comment did pop up just after that tackle was delivered.
Second down and about 6 now for the Sharks at their own 28-yard line. High snap through the hands. Ball goes down on the ground, scooped up and off and running is the Raiders defender. And they're going to set up now for first and goal. Recovered and ran by Chris Jamison. And a second turnover in a row for the Sharks. And this one could be detrimental with a minute to go in the first half. In the shotgun for the first time was C.T. Jaley. Snapped too high, threw his hands, recovered. And that'll set up the Raiders with first down and 10 inside the Michelle Mulkey PLLC Family Law Attorney Red Zone.
Michelle believes in an integral part of any family law practice is working closely with their clients so that they can make the right decisions with respect to their legal needs. That is exactly what you get with Michelle. Sometimes you simply need an explanation of the law and some guidance. Sometimes you need a complete and aggressive representation. However basic or complex the needs may be, she is here to help you, and you may contact her at 321-567-3477 to schedule a consultation. Service offered included injunctions for protection, divorce, marital settlement agreements, parenting plans, child support, prenuptial and postnuptial agreements. You can also visit online at www.mulkeyfamilylaw.com or call them at 321-567-3477.
And looks like we got a timeout on the field.
Minute 7 left to go. How huge would this be for the Raiders if they could score here? Because remember, they get the ball to start the second half. So if they can score here, and then you get the ball to start that second half, that could be a huge swing of momentum depending on what they do.
Yeah, it definitely can be. I mean, they've had trouble getting through this defense. Their last drive got stopped on 4th and goal at the 4-yard line. So, now you get yet another opportunity. Your defense has set you up right. They're probably, yelling at you to score some points because the defense has done everything but score some points of their own. So now the offense with 1st down and 10 at the Sharks' 18-yard line. Quick handoff. Has a hole, bouncing it up inside the 10-yard line on a good run by Darryl Johnson Jr. And that is going to be a gain of 9. 2nd down and 1 for the Raiders at the Sharks' 10-yard line.
There's 40 seconds left, though. I would like to see a little more urgency here.
I believe they have 1 timeout left. Yes, we'll see. Jackson muffs the snap. Ball on the ground yet again. I believe Duval recovered it. They did, but now it's going to be 3rd down and right back where they started. 22 seconds to go, and I believe they take their last timeout.
I mean, you have to there, and now I think it comes a shot to the end zone.
Yeah, I mean, that one, Jackson was already on the move when the ball was snapped. It hadn't got to his hands yet. Bounced right off his fingertips. Luckily, they get it back for 3rd down and about 5 for the Raiders. Still inside the red zone. .22 seconds to go. No more timeouts for the Raiders.
3rd down, like I said, 22 seconds. You have time to take 2 shots. Or, again, if you have a field goal kicker, also not a bad time to punch in and at least get 3 out of this possession if you can.
3rd down. Jackson rolls out right, getting chased. He'll choose to take off. Thrown right out of bounds for no gain. Great stand by the Sharks so far. And now to be 4th down and about 5, or actually 4th down and about 3 for the Raiders with 13 seconds to go in the first half. They trail the Sharks 6-0. They've had many opportunities to get on the board. What will be the choice here? It'll send the kicking unit out for the field goal. It'll be Dan Clayton on to kick the field goal to end the first half and get the Raiders on the board.
Hey, look, in semi-pro ball, if you have a kicker that can hit from distances like these, that is a huge advantage.
To be about a 29-yard field goal. For Clayton to get him on the board. 13 seconds to go in the first half. Down 6-0. Dan Clayton back to kick it.
The Sharks playing a safe defense.
Low snap, rolling, picked up. Clayton's kick up and through the uprights. It is good. And Dan Clayton gets the Raiders on the board with 8 seconds to go in the first half. It's a 6-3 lead for the Sharks still, as their defense holds tough. And after 2 straight turnovers, only 3 points come out of it. And plenty of other good starts for the Raiders. And again, we mentioned it in the first broadcast, 6-0 start for these Raiders. They beat the Sharks earlier this year. The Sharks defense maybe gaining a lot from that game because they were playing tough. The Raiders defense has come into form even stronger, but that first drive touchdown they allowed is coming in now even bigger. You look back once again to that Raiders deep pass down the middle of the field on one of those earlier drives. Seemed like a for sure touchdown. It fell incomplete. So, but they've had plenty of chances, and If you look at it in the second half, the Raiders will still start with the ball only down 3. Let's see what happens. First, we got to deal with the kickoff. Dan Clayton to kick. His first kickoff went for a touchback. 8 seconds to go. All you got to do, not let up a big return, and then stop him most likely on one play. Another great kick by Clayton, end over end. He'll get taken at about the 12-yard line. They're going to bring it out, slips down on the turf, and he'll be called down at his own 25-yard line. That was Cameron Harris. 3 seconds for the Sharks to go in the first half. We'll see if they just run out the half or if they try and air one out down the middle of the field. That remains to be seen as the Sharks hold a 6-3 lead.
I think if you're the Sharks, you just take a knee and go make your adjustments right here. No, you throw a deep pass on a pass play. 3 things can happen. 2 of them are bad. So.
Yeah, I mean, I doubt they'll go deep, but it's always an option.
Nope, and
there's
that's
the knee. And that will be the end of our first half of play as the Sharks kneel it out. That first drive touchdown is held tough for the Sharks. The whole first half, they lead us into halftime 6-3. We'll be back in about 10 minutes for the start of the second half.
All right. While Jackson takes his breather, I'm going to go ahead, before y'all head out, I'm going to go ahead and read off and thank our sponsors, because our sponsors are greatly appreciated here on the Brevard Sports Network. Orleans Bistro and Bar in Titusville. If you're looking for a fun-filled time, come down to Orleans Bistro and Bar. They have great Cajun food, burgers, wings, steaks, live music on Fridays and Saturdays, daily happy hour, and menu items sure to please the entire family. Hang out at the Bayou Bar for pool, darts, and watch your favorite teams play. Sounds like a good place to go watch the NBA playoffs. Let the good times roll. Follow Orleans Bistro and Bar in Titusville on Facebook for all events and promotions, or check them out online at www.bistro.orleansbistroandbar.com. For more information, you can also give them a call at 321-567-7567. Pier 220 Restaurant and Bar in Titusville. Open since December of 2018, Pier 220 is named for its exit number off of I-95, making it easier for visitors to find. At Pier 220, they offer fresh seafood in a relaxing environment with a beautiful view right on the water in Titusville. For more information, check out their awesome website at www.pier220.com or give them a call at 321-269-0007. Bird Dogs Pet Supplies. Bird Dogs is your source for natural pet food, pet treats, pet supplements, and pet supplies. Shop online or in store for your favorite brand. To shop online, go to www.birddogs.com, or to shop in person, they are located at 6225 North US 1 in Port St. John, Cocoa area. You can also give them a call for any questions with 321-432-2952. We also like to thank Exotic Peas, interior and exterior house painting. For the best quality painting in Brevard, call Exotic Peas at 321-387-8364. You can also check out their work on Facebook at Exotic Peas, or email them today at exoticpeasllc@gmail.com. Michelle Mulk, PLLC, family law attorney. Michelle believes in an integral part of any family law practice is to work closely with their clients so that they can make the right decisions with respect to their legal needs. That is exactly what you will get with Michelle. Sometimes you need an explanation of the law or some guidance, and sometimes you need a complete aggressive representation. However basic or complex your needs may be, she is here to help you. You may contact her at 321-567-3477 or find her online at www.mulkeyfamilylaw.com. All right, we'll be back in about 6 minutes with the second half action.
Welcome everybody back live to the Brevard Sports Network from Vieira Regional Park tonight with some semi-pro football action. Semi-pro football action.
Football action.
Either way, you're tuning in, so. Score 6-3 at the end of our first half. The East Coast Sharks scored a touchdown in their opening drive. Since then, they've been held scoreless. And the Raiders kind of the opposite. They scored their first points of the game on the last drive of the first half. They got back-to-back turnovers, only got 3 points out of it. It has definitely been a defensive game, you can say that. 2 turnovers by the Sharks, 1 by the Raiders, all fumbles. The Sharks scored on a 24-yard passing touchdown from Nelson Campere to Grady Pizarro. And the field goal for the Raiders was taken by Dan Clayton. The Sharks will get set to kick off to start the second half.
Now, I will say this: I was watching warm-ups here at halftime. The kicker was knocking them in from about 35, 40 yards. So keep an eye on that for the Raiders.
The kick will be returned here to start the second half. Has a gap, hits the gap, breaking down the sideline past the 50. Inside the Sharks' 40 is where he'll get pushed out of bounds. Be a flag down way back behind the play. I think it'll be on the Raiders, which I think it's going to be possibly a personal foul, as there was a little bit of a tie-up back here on a block. As the initial return, a great one by number 36, Riggins Andre, and he took it all the way to the Sharks' 40. We'll see what the flag is going to be called. It is going to be a personal foul on the Raiders, so 15 yards of that return will be negated. But a great return nevertheless. Set the Raiders up still with good field position at what will be their own 46-yard line to start this drive, sponsored by the Orleans Bistro and Bar in Titusville. And it'll be first down and 10. Raiders at their own 45. As the first play is going to be a run play, dodges one tackle, breaks another, slips down.
Ooh.
Struggling to stay up on his feet was Darrell Johnson Jr., and it'll be a gain of about 2. Turf seems to be a little slippery tonight for these guys.
Eddie Dufresne came in and got just enough of a hold on him to cause the slip there. And Eddie Dufresne, son of referee Ed Dufresne, who, if you know Brevard County sports and officials, you know Ed Dufresne. One of the best.
Oh, a big rusher coming straight down the middle of Jackson. And it'll be a sack by number 8, Grady Pizarro, on Jay Jackson. A big loss on that one. And just like that, it's 3rd and long. And you see that blistering defense that we saw in the first half continue to show through. That one, they sent, I believe it was number 40, Vaughn Myers. He got a running start from the secondary, flying in, timed the snap. He got in there for pressure, and then Pizarro was the one that finished the play for the sack.
You know how you counteract that? Going on 2.
Yeah. 3rd down. Jackson drops 3rd and long. Spiral down the middle, tipped! Nearly hauled in after the tip, but
wow.
The second hit comes by Troy Pollard to make sure that he doesn't haul it in.
I thought for sure that was going to be a reception right there.
Vance Bennett was the intended receiver, got tipped, fell into his arms, and he got drilled by Troy Pollard to force the incompletion. Now on 4th and 18, a Raiders opening drive will be forced to end in a punt from their own 37-yard line. Play of the drive, definitely the sack by Grady Pizarro to force 3rd long. Dan Clayton back to punt yet again. Blitz getting through. Great punt off regardless. And that one's going to bounce inside the 30, inside the 25. Still rolling. Taking a Raider roll all the way to the 20-yard line. And that is where the Sharks will start from their own 20.
I'll say this for the Raiders kicker: learn how to fall. I know the stereotypes out there. Punters don't want to look weak, but if you can get, you want to talk about contributing to a team, 5 yards here. How many punts have the Sharks come rushing in on? That if he sticks his toe a little bit out more and falls, does he at least get another 5 yards? Depending on the ref, could pick up the 15-yard variety. I'm just saying, you do what you can to help the team. I don't care what image it gives you. If it helps the team win, do what you got to do.
And first down and 10 for the Sharks, trying to get to the outside. A run stopped quickly. Nelson Capere on the carry.
I'm trying to get that number 36.
Making the stop in the backfield for a loss is Riggins Andre. He's been their kick returner all night, so he's fast on that from a secondary position. It's going to be second down and 10 for the Sharks, still at their own 20-yard line. This one's going to be defensive struggle. The next team to score, whatever it may be, might just end up being the winner tonight because defenses aren't given an inch. Still a long way to go, but, in saying that, Sharks score again, go up 2 possessions. That's going to be a big hole. If the Raiders get in the end zone, take the lead. Capere flips a pass. It's hauled in for a short, little to no gain. Duval motioning the ball came out. It was whistled dead.
Number 40 was there first on the stop for the Raiders.
Reception by Tanner Wasom. What was the number for?
40.
Number 40 on the stop.
Almost had him in like a guillotine.
Trayvon Bird making the play. And that's going to bring up third down and 9 for the Sharks from their own 21-yard line. Raiders looking to make another stop defensively.
Coming up on just a little under 12 minutes left to go here in the third quarter. Score is 6-3. Sharks on top.
Capere in the gun, looking for the snap. Third down and 9 for the Sharks. Capere rolling left, blitz coming. Hit as he throws. It is caught, but not going to get near enough the yards they need for it. Number 7 on the reception, C.T. Jaley. And that is going to bring up fourth down and 8, and the Sharks will be forced to punt. As they'll send out the punting unit. Eddie Dufresne will be the punter once again for the Sharks. Lucky for us, I think that sun will stay behind the clouds till it's good and gone. So.
Thank you. And this nice breeze coming here off the retention pond. Just off the side of 95. It's a great night for football. I could be out all day if the weather stayed like this for football. I wish it was actually like this for.
And whistles. And we're going to have another delay game on the Sharks. Saw that an issue in the first half, transferring to the second half. I don't know. Maybe taking too long to call the plays, getting too long to set up, but this is at least the 4th delay of game we've seen on the Sharks in this game. 10 minutes to go in the third quarter. 6-3 lead for the Sharks as they get set to punt now on 4th and 13 inside their own 20. Dufresne gets a good boot off that time, and that one's going to be taken at the Raiders' own 45. Sheds one tackle, sheds another, still fighting. He's going to get driven back far. We'll see where they spot him on the forward progression on the return by Vance Bennett.
I'll tell you what, the Sharks got away there with a face mask. I thought there was immediately going to be a flag coming out.
Look at Duval this season again, 6-0. Beat the Grizzlies 27-0. They beat the Avengers 21-20. Beat the Falcons 22-18. They beat the Cobras 23-20. But look at this improvement in this game. This is exactly what I was looking for. I decided to go through the whole schedule, but they beat the Sharks in the first meeting. Here's a good carry to the near side, turning upfield. That's going to be a Garrett gain of 10-plus yards for the first down. But as I was saying, 42-0, the Raiders beat this Sharks team earlier this season And now with 9.5 minutes to go in the third, it's the Sharks with a 6-3 lead. Not only do they have the lead, but 42 points let up. Now they only have 3. This is a vast difference from that game on March 4th. That just shows you the effort the Sharks are putting on tonight to try and knock off the undefeated Raiders out of Duval County. Balls muffed, bouncing around. Jackson trying to get out of a broken play. Got to stop running backwards. And he runs about 20 yards backwards. And that's going to be a loss of 16. It's going to be 2nd and 26. Or
was, I believe,
2nd and 29.
I believe number 6 for the Sharks on that sack.
Lorenzo McDowell gets to Jay Jackson. 2nd down and 29 for the Raiders from their own 42-yard line. Once again, muffs the snap. Whistles coming. Timeout Raiders with 8:29 to go in the third quarter. They trail at 6-3.
Well, we have a timeout. I'd like to go ahead and thank another one of our great sponsors. Let's go with Bird Dogs Pet Supplies. Bird Dogs is your source for natural pet foods, pet treats, pet supplements, and pet supplies. Shop online or in store for your favorite brand. To shop online, visit www.birddogs.com or shop in person. They are located at 6225 North U.S. Highway 1 in Port St. John, Cocoa area. You can also give them a call at 321-432-2952. So here we go, 8:29 left to go here in the third quarter.
2nd down and 29 following the big sack. New quarterback in for the Raiders, number 12. Stepping up in the pocket, rolling left, shedding sacks left and right. Can't break the last one. That'll only be a gain of 1. Flying in there for the stop, Nate Yankee. And the new quarterback in is Daniel Bosk.
And Nate Yankee, the Space Coast Viper product here out of Brevard County.
It's 3rd down and 29 for the Raiders. Yet another drive. I mean, it's still been great defense by the Sharks all game, but it's been these big chunk loss plays that have really hurt the Raiders, whether it was a 10-yard holding penalty or in this case a 19-yard loss on a muff snap running backwards. It's been those chunk loss plays that they've had to dig out of holes on every drive despite good field position most times. 3rd down and 29. Bosk rolling right, throwing on the run, overthrown. Looking for number 22, Richard Rocafort. And now on 4th and 29, you'll inevitably see the punt team come out yet again. And another disappointing end of the drive for the Raiders. With 7.5 minutes to go in the third quarter. And also a new punter coming out. Interesting, because they've had pretty good kicking thus far. It's going to be number 81, Jarrett Johnson, to kick, to punt it away for... Oh, never mind. I missed Clayton. He's still in the back. My mistake. Clayton's still punting it, as that one going to sail straight out of bounds at around the 30-yard line for the Sharks.
the kicker did fall that time, and kind of looked at the ref like, eh? And the ref just laughing at him. You know, look, little things like that are quite entertaining when you can see them.
You got what you asked for.
Right. Hey, look, put in the effort because, you know, okay, so this referee crew may be a little stout, but some referee crews, they'll throw the flag, and you, again, an extra 5 yards here, 15 yards here.
Ball actually trails out of bounds at about the 40. So 1st and 10, Sharks at their own 40. This drive sponsored by Exotic Peas Interior and Exterior House Painting. 7:21 to go in the third quarter. 6-3 lead for the Sharks. They've struggled offensively since the first drive of the game, as they're stacking the backfield on the near side. That's where they're going to run it to. Trying to cut it upfield. That's not going to get anywhere but 1 yard on the carry by Nelson Compere.
Third quarter here, and You know, again, like I said, this is two good defenses going at it. You know, yes, could the Raiders not have as many chunk loss yards plays? Absolutely. However, that's still a testament to the defense that the Sharks are playing, forcing them to panic and drive themselves deeper in the backfield.
Yeah, I mean, that's true. Even afterwards, they've only allowed like 1 yard gains. They haven't allowed 29 yards back to get the gain back. So, yeah, defense have definitely been the theme of the night. And the Wildcat running to the far side, trying to turn it up the sideline. It's only going to be a gain of about another yard for Cameron Harris. The defense standing strong for the Raiders. 6 minutes to go in the third quarter. Here we go. 3rd down and 8 for the Sharks at their own 42-yard line. They're going to stack the near side of the line. Most likely going to see a run or a pass rolling this way. And they will run it straight to the near side, straight up the middle. Big run, dragging defenders. Ball comes out at the end of it, and he falls right back on it. Cameron Harris with a huge carry to keep the chains moving. The gain of about 15. And it's 1st down and 10. Sharks inside Raiders territory to the Raiders' 43-yard line.
Ricky Turner Jr., the score is 6-3. Sharks on top of the Raiders.
And it's 1st and 10 Sharks at the Raiders' 43-yard line. Whistles. Timeout Sharks. With 6:52 to go in the third quarter, they lead at 6-3.
And while we have a timeout, I'd like to take this time to thank our sponsors once again. Michelle Mulk, PLLC, Family Attorney at Law. Michelle believes an integral part of any family law practice is to work closely with their clients so that they can make the right decisions with respect to their legal needs. That's exactly what you get with Michelle. Sometimes you simply need an explanation of the law and some guidance, and sometimes you need a complete and an aggressive representation. However basic or complex your needs may be, she is here to help you. You can contact her at 321-567-3477, or to do any one of the things, schedule consultation, anything of that nature, prenuptial, postnuptial agreements. You can also visit her online at www.meulkefamilylaw.com.
1st down and 10 now for the Sharks at the Raiders' 43-yard line. Under 5 minutes to go in the third quarter. Another long drive, possibly setting up for him. Trying to get the cutback on the run there is going to end in a loss by C.T. Jaley. One of 3 guys we see run those shotgun carries, and Jaley slips down trying to cut back, and that's going to result in about a 4-yard loss. Not what you want to see there. So 2nd and 14 now for the Sharks at the Raiders' 47-yard line. Four minutes now to go in the third quarter. 2nd and 14. Sharks still in Raiders territory. Compare. No, that is once again C.T. Jaley breaking through defenders. Jaley has the sideline, cutting back up the middle. It's a foot race. C.T. Jaley nearly breaks another tackle, and from a near disaster play to a gain of 23 yards. 1st down and 10. Sharks at the Raiders' 25-yard line.
Great job there.
C.T. Jaley nearly got brought down for a loss, breaks through for a big run. We got a player slow to get up for the Sharks in the middle of the field. With 3.5 minutes to go in the third quarter, 6-3 Sharks leading. And now they have 1st and 10 at the Raiders' 25.
Let's give another shout out to another one of our great sponsors, Pier 220 Restaurant and Bar in Titusville. Open since December of 2018, Pier 220 is named for the exit number off of I-95, making it easier for visitors to find. At Pier 220, they offer fresh seafood and a relaxing environment with a beautiful view right over the water in Titusville. For more information, go check out their awesome website at www.pier220.com or give them a call at 321-269-0007. I'd like to thank also all the rest of our sponsors by name. Bird Dogs Pet Supplies, Orleans Bistro and Bar in Titusville, Exotic Peas Interior and Exterior House Painting, and Michelle Mulk, Family Attorney Law. Just great sponsors stepping up.
Slow to get up on the play was Amos Brown for the Sharks. He makes his way over to the bench. We get back to play. First down and 10 for the Sharks at the Raiders' 25-yard line. 3.5 minutes to go in the third quarter. 6-3 Sharks with the advantage. Still have yet to score since the opening drive, but this has been their best chance since as they look to put some points on the board. In the backfield now will be Cameron Harris. They've run the ball on every play of this drive. Harris tries to cut it upfield. Raiders are ready that time. That's going to only be a gain of 1, if that. Short gain for Harris. Players slow to get up this time for the Raiders at the bottom of that pile. So it's a gain of 1. Second down and 9 for the Sharks at the Raiders' 24.
Clock just under 3 minutes left to go here in the third quarter.
So key drive here at the end of the third. Whistles.
Little confusion looks like at the line. The referee standing over the ball, meaning it's not marked ready to play. Now, whatever the confusion was, it has been settled.
Second down and 9. Sharks of the Raiders 24. They stack the near side of the line. A new quarterback in the shotgun. He's going to roll left side, run into the corner, and run straight out of bounds for a loss of 6.
I believe that was number 36 in there, escorting him out of bounds from the Raiders.
Riggins Andre forcing the new quarterback, Stephen Thomas, out of bounds. Interesting play. I mean, he run into the sideline, then just didn't turn up field ever.
Well, I mean, it could be he didn't see the holes.
Well, it's a loss of 6. Third down and 15 for the Sharks at the Raiders' 30. 2.5 minutes and counting to go in the third quarter. As he gets set to go back at quarterback is Nelson Compere. Whistles come in, flags go down, and for 5th or 6th time tonight, it's a delay game on the Sharks, and that's going to make a third and already long even longer.
Coming up tomorrow on the Brevard Sports Network, 7v7 National Championship. Yes, 7v7 Elites National Championship set to take place. It's actually took place today and tomorrow, but we will be there for the championship games tomorrow. Brevard Sports Network 7v7 Elite, 7-on-7 National Championship.
Third down and 20 for the Sharks at the Raiders' 35. Compere rolling right, looking to throw. Blitz coming hard, and Compere is going to be dropped for a sack. That's a loss of about 9. And once they're on the verge of the red zone, now it's going to be 4th and forever. And they'll send out the punting team. Eddie Dufresne will go out to punt the ball with nearing a minute to go in the third quarter. The Sharks hold the lead. They're not putting any points on the board and putting a lot of weight on their defensive shoulders here as we roll up on the fourth quarter.
Look, eventually the Sharks are going to figure this out. So we've seen the athleticism there from the Raiders. The Sharks have got to find a way to put another score on the drive if they want to win this football game, because I have a hard time believing that the Raiders won't put at least one more in the end zone.
Rolling right towards the sideline. Back spins and downed at the 21-yard line. 1st and 10 Raiders coming up. This drive was sponsored by Michelle Mulk, family law attorney. And with under a minute to go in the third quarter, Raiders will take over at their own 21. I also think you might just have to switch up the offense. Talk to your guys on the sideline. Who can throw the ball the best? Because you don't have to switch full to pass, but the run game has done you well, but I don't think it's going to get you back in the end zone. Their one touchdown was on a pass. Their passes have been good. They just haven't looked to it that much, and most times they have been sacked. So I think they just need to design some passing plays, someone who can get the ball out of their hands fast. Because with 43 seconds to go in the third quarter, the Raiders are going to start back over 1st and 10 at their own 21. Bosk back in at quarterback, low snap, turns, hands it off. Great defensive stop by the Sharks for a loss of about 6 on the run by Darryl Johnson Jr. Well, their defense keeps playing like this. I guess their offense doesn't have to worry too much.
No, and I wasn't saying the Sharks' defense wasn't good, but, you know, how many great defense have you seen where it's like, okay, they're playing good, but they're waiting for support from the offense. And
well, that expands to any sport. Yeah, defense can win championships, but not by itself. That's what I'll tell you. Bosk rolls right, stepping up in the pocket, looking to run, throwing on the run, throws a pass through 2 defenders. What a pass, what a catch, and a big first down by Jermaine Worthington Sr. And that'll be the end of the third quarter, and the Raiders ended off in a big way on a pass for a gain of over 20 yards. At the end of the third quarter, 6-3 Sharks as we head to a crucial fourth quarter. It'll be 1st and 10 Raiders when we get started in the fourth quarter.
Worthington Sr. came all the way across the formation. He started near side, came across the middle, running to that other sideline. Great job making the catch in double coverage. And you know what? Good job. Who'd you say the quarterback was? Number 12?
It's number 12, Daniel Bosk.
Bosk did a good job finding the slightest opening in that window and just a bullet. It was just boom. It was either he was going to catch it or it was going to be dropped.
I mean, you got to be confident with that throw, throwing through the double coverage, and he hit the perfect window. I mean, that is a elite level of a pass. We've seen some good passes tonight put where they need to be. And Bosk puts one through a window of 2 defenders to find his man. And now it's 1st down and 10. Raiders at their own 34-yard line to start the fourth quarter. 15 minutes on the clock. The last 15 to do battle as the Sharks lead by 3. Bosk in the gun. And ball dropped on the ground. Bosk picks it up and squeaks out, but he won't get up to the line of scrimmage. More problems with the snaps tonight, whether it's the center or hauling him in. I've seen it both ways for both teams. It's definitely limiting them.
I mean, I feel like when the Raiders can execute their plays, and I mean even just getting the basic snap off, they look like they have the advantage. You know, on some of those runs, they have 2 or 3 linemen unblocked, ready to go find work. It's just these snaps.
Loss of 5. 2nd down and 15. Bosk being pressured, stepping up, rolling left, has time, throwing it down the sideline. What a catch! Did he get the feet down?
Yes, they're ruling it as a catch.
What a catch! On the sideline on the high ball.
Dun-a-nut, dun-a-nut.
I believe that's number 9. Yes, it was number 9. Deontay Foster not only getting up to grab the ball, but pinpointing his feet on the sideline for a big gain. That's a gain of 21. First down at the 50-yard line. Run straight up the middle. Trying to get a stiff arm. His arm's going to get used to get thrown down by Eddie Dufresne. Solid run by Daryl Johnson Jr. on that one.
Dufresne doing a good job. Hey, if you're going to stick your arm in my face, that's cool. I will use it to bring you to the ground.
It's a gain of 6, nevertheless. Second down and 4 for the Raiders at the Sharks' 44. We've seen them have good field position plenty of times. 3 points to show. See if the Raiders can do more with it this time. 2 backs. They give to number 26, bouncing it to the outside. No blockers in front. Doesn't matter. Streaking down the sideline. Rolling over his one blocker for a big gain was number 26, Vance Bennett. First down Raiders. And as you said, how long can the Sharks defense hold tough? Starting to look like less and less time.
Look, but the Sharks got caught there. They brought the backer and one of the I believe the nickel there coming off the edge on a timed up blitz. They were timing up the snap count. Well, when they came from that side, the play went immediately to the opposite side and just great speed and acceleration.
It's a gain of 14. First down and 10. Raiders at the Sharks 30. Whistles pre-play. Timeout Sharks with 12:29 to go in the game. After letting up the big plays, got to get a reset here. Less mistakes. These did the bigger plays.
Now again, I saw the kicker from the Raiders. Who did you say the kicker was?
Dan Clayton.
I saw Clayton warming up, and he was hitting from about 35, 40 yards. So you're getting closer into his territory. Look, even if you just tie this, the way your defense is playing, a couple of field goals could win it. And you seem to have that advantage over the Sharks because we've not seen the Sharks kick anything except a punt. Well, they had 4 two-point tries on their opening drive. If you can get in and hit 2 field goals, your defense continues to play the way it has, you can win this ball game. You could win a 9-3 ball game.
That's what I said coming straight out of halftime. Next team to score pretty much anything, I think, might be the team getting the win tonight. Short gain there on first. But we've seen situations, I mean, the Raiders got all the way down to the 4-yard line, and the Sharks stood them up.
Agreed.
So the fact that they're moving is good, but it's not going to be a guaranteed score. It's only a gain of 1 there on first down. But you look at the missed opportunities. That 4th and goal, they go for the field goal. We have a tie game right now. They went for the touchdown, got stopped. The big pass right down the middle of the field fell incomplete. There's been opportunities. The Raiders have just fallen short. They have to convert on one of these, make it work out, because I feel like they can pace it once they're in the lead. But right now they're playing catch-up. Whistles, movement before the play, false start. Now it's going to be 2nd and 14.
Okay. And that timing up the snap count is, now you see it worked that time. That was the tackle there on the end, that right tackle. He saw it coming and he jumped a bit. Or check that.
They wave off the flag, so it's still going to be 2nd and 9.
Okay. Well, then, it's everything I said, I'm wrong. Look, it won't be the first time I'm wrong. I guarantee it won't be the last.
2nd down and 9. Raiders from the Sharks, 29. Turn, give, number 26 up the sideline, rolling forward. I believe that'll be a first down for number 26. Vance Bennett.
Yes, it will be.
First down, Raiders inside the Orleans Bistro and Bar red zone. First down and 10 at the Sharks 20. They're going to bring a little more tempo on this one. Still 11 minutes to play. Bosk turns, gives. Richardson stumbles a little, gets a short gain there of only about 2 or 3. Or not Richardson, Daryl Johnson Jr. rather.
It's, number 1, Darius Howley. Nope.
Cameron Harris.
There we go. The score is 6-3. Sharks on top with just a little over 10.5 minutes left to go in the game.
For 2nd down and 9 for the Raiders at the Sharks' 19-yard line. Turn, give, trying to cut up field. Bennett pushing through. A solid gain, not going to get them the first down they need. On the carry, Vance Bennett. And it is going to be 3rd down and 5 for the Raiders from the Sharks' 15-yard line. In field goal range, I would say.
Yep.
But I know they want a touchdown. They have an opportunity. 10 minutes to go in the game. Bosk, keeper, and he's going to be stuffed for about a loss of 1 there on the sack. And that's going to bring up 4th down and 6, and out comes Dan Clayton for the field goal. It'll be a game-tying field goal try with 9:50 and counting to go in the game.
Now, it'll be interesting here. The last field goal attempt that was attempted, the Sharks played a field goal safe, kind of rushed the line, but kind of waited for some sort of fake. So it'll be interesting to see, do they bring the house here? Do they go all in? And it looks like they're going to.
It's going to be about a 35-yard attempt. Kick up, and it is going to be good by Dan Clayton from 35 yards out to tie our game up with 9:17 to go here from Vieira Regional Park. As the Raiders coming back, but the Sharks bending, not breaking yet. But that bend is starting to get
more and more
tighter.
Severe.
Their offense still struggling.
6-6 with 9:17 left to go. Great kick. I mean, it's not like it's just barely grazing. I mean, that is a decent kick.
I would say he could hit from 45, maybe 50. Might be a stretch, but I think he led the distance. See if he can have the accuracy from that distance. I think he can hit from plus 40 for sure.
100%. And again, having that kind of leg in, semi-pro, adult league football, whatever you want to call it, is a huge advantage. Just like in how many times in Little League do we see Satellite Beach, the Satellite Beach Scorpions have an advantage because they had a kicker that could kick for at the Little League level it's 2 points.
Yeah, I mean it shows you how much a kicker matters. Some NFL teams might need to look at Mr. Clayton.
Right.
I can name quite a few.
You wouldn't be talking about your Panthers, would you?
Well, who knows? Clayton will kick it away once again. A big boot. Track to the goal line. Good backspin. It'll go into the end zone. That thing almost stayed out. 9:17 to go in the game. Tie game 6-6. Sharks take back over this drive, sponsored by Pier 220 Restaurant and Bar in Titusville. Big drive for the Sharks. You gotta put points on the board here. I don't know if that defense can hold tough. I don't think you can put it on their shoulders right now. Even if, I'll say if it's a field goal, but I don't think that would really be on the table for them. So you got to march down. You get a touchdown, less is on the defense. They have less pressure to perform. When you put the whole game on their shoulders after they've, since the opening drive, really been carrying the load. We'll see how it shakes out. Well, to be fair, a lot of these guys play offense and defense, but their defensive efforts have shown through.
So here we go.
1st down and 10. Sharks at their own 20. 25.
I was like, wait a minute. If it's a touchback, I thought it was a 25-yard line.
On their first touchback, they started at the 20.
Well,
they're figuring it out. Nelson Compere in the gun, stacking this side of the line, jumping early. Whistles, throwing it up in the air. I think they whistled it dead. They did.
Yep.
So that's going to be a false start on the Sharks. Not a good way to start the drive. Or no, it's going to be offsides. I didn't think that would be a penalty to kill the play, but offside, so the Sharks will get a free 5. I think you should have gave him a free play on that one. At least give him a shot.
It's usually what happens in most leagues. Katrisa Rice says, let's go Raiders.
Hanging tough here in the 4th. Making the comeback effort.
I'd like to thank Lightning Lawrence, Oliver for watching, Anthony Smith, Spud Barrett Jr., who's been constantly watching, Sean Reese, Singleton.
1st down and 5. Sharks at their own 30. Same sort of play. It looks like they're still stacking this near side of the line. Rolling left. Running for the first. He will get there. And they're going to throw a penalty. And that's going to be, I would say, 15 yards.
Yep.
Nelson Compere on the run, and that'll be a first down, 15 tacked onto it. Unnecessary play after the ball.
And let me explain. Normally I do side with the defense when it comes to plays like that, but let me say this. It was the aggressive throw to the ground. If you just let go and kind of like, tiptoe your way on the sideline, most refs will put that flag back in their pocket. But because you kind of swung the arms down and the follow through, you're going to get that call every time.
Yeah, I mean, he was already halfway to the bench.
Right. Again, if you can just let go and kind of like, just try to catch your own balance, or referee will be like, oh, okay, that's, he was engaged in the play, then tried to stop himself. But the follow through of the throwing the arms to the ground, yeah, that's.
Now the Sharks set up in Raiders territory. 1st and 10 of the Raiders 47. Running it upfield with a gap, pushing forward. A big gain there on first down by Cameron Harris. Another thing you can see in these kind of games, you see the Raiders with momentum, but eventually you play that comeback game for 4 quarters. Maybe you use up all your effort. That's where the team can go out and knock them off. You see that a lot in overtime games. Teams make a big comeback, force overtime, then fall flat. Right now, it's the Sharks driving strong. 2nd down and 9 at the Raiders' 37-yard line. So the Sharks just trying to punch it in here late, running the clock well. 8 minutes to go in the game. Tie game, 6-6. Whistles. And this is going to be a timeout by the Sharks.
Yep.
With 8:13 to go in the game.
So hold on, let me just. Well, something to keep in mind here, folks. The Sharks just used their last timeout with 8:13 left to go in the game. So, does that come back to bite them? We'll see. Does this timeout provide the spark they need to, draw something up and score? That could also be, figure in too.
Yeah, no timeouts will be interesting. If they do not get a score on this drive, maybe they get scored on or something. We'll see how that pans out. It'll be 2nd down and 1 now for the Sharks in Raiders territory at their 38-yard line. It's a big opportunity, though. Now you're inside the 40, driving hard. You got to score a touchdown. We'll just see how their game plan goes from here. They stack the near side of the line. Mostly means they're going to run it this way. Compare. Snap. Jukes back right up the middle. And the Raiders stand tough on 2nd and 1. I believe that's going to bring up 3rd down and short. And that'll actually be a loss, or I think no gain, or a loss of very little. 3rd down and 2 for the Sharks on a big 3rd down play.
Dijon Hayes in there to make the stop and corral the runner initially.
3rd down and 2, possible 4-down territory for the Sharks. Nevertheless, 7.5 minutes remaining in the game. Tie game 6-6. Compare. Stacked line on the far side. Compare. Straight up the middle. Pushes through. Breaking tackles. 1st down. Sharks inside the 30-yard line of the Raiders. Nelson Compare straight up the middle.
The Raiders thinking like you are. When you see that stacked side of that formation, your tendency is to say they've been running to that the whole game. This time, cut right up the middle, find a nice hole, and picking up big 1st down yardage.
And Cabare's a big runner. I mean, he's on our roster as a defensive end / tight end. Well, I haven't seen him play either of those. I've seen him play quarterback. And, I mean, I've noticed his size, but, I mean, he's listed as, again, a D end or tight end. 1st down and 10. Sharks from the Raiders 30. Trying to cut left. Breaks a tackle. Pushing forward. Good stop by the Raiders. It's only a gain of 2 on that one. 2nd down and 8 coming up for the Sharks. But this is where you see, like, the Raiders, that kicker coming in clutch. They could plan for a 3 at this point, which the Sharks cannot.
They're creeping into the Exotic Peas red zone as there's an injured player. While there's a injury on the field, I'd like to go ahead and thank another one of our sponsors, Orleans Bistro and Bar in Titusville. If you're looking for a fun-filled time, come down to Orleans Bistro and Bar. They have great Cajun food, burgers, wings, steaks, live music on Friday and Saturdays, daily happy hour, and menu items sure to please the entire family. For more information, visit their website at www.orleansbistroandbar.com or give them a call at 321-567-7567.
Second down and 8. Sharks at the Raiders' 28-yard line. Snap, muffed, scooped up, taken up the middle of the field, trying to bounce it out. Good stop by the Raiders. Cameron Harris took it. Luckily, he falls on or grabs the snap. His muff snaps could derail this whole run. They can't get him under control. 5:45 and counting to go. Now it's third down and about 7. Definitely 4-down territory. Clock ticking. What a game we have, tied 6-6. I still think this is a drive, not a must-score drive per se, but it's one you really would like to score, not even just to take that lead, but to take the pressure off, because I feel like the Raiders have that big play ability. You don't want to have to lay back on in a tie game. Smith trying to go up the middle. No way. Number 41 and 77, Chris Jamison and Edward Berry, the two to bring him down immediately on Cameron Harris. Now it's 4th and 10-plus yards. Do you try and punt for field position? I don't think so. I think they got to go for it here. But we'll see what they decide to do with under 5 minutes to go in the game. As they're going to go for it, 4th down. Fourth down and 11. Sharks at the Raiders' 31-yard line. 4:20 to go in the game. Tied up at 6. Flag and the delay of game comes back out for the Sharks yet again. They're still going to go for it. Now it's 4th and 16. That's at least the 6th time that's happened.
That's just something you cannot have happen here.
And now that's going to force a punt. I think in some cases you'll see intentional delay of games in this circumstance, but I don't think this one was.
No, and you could tell everyone kind of just looking over like, really?
But it's such a thing. It seems easy to kind of eliminate. You just got to hurry up the play calls, and now at this detrimental part of a game that you really want to win, knock off an undefeated team, that's not something you can be having happen. So now, but hey, they could pin him with great or bad field position here. Whistles, and that's going to be another delay of game. Bring up 4th down and 21.
And with this one, it's personnel. The coach is looking back like, well, where's so and so.
So it's a procedure, a legal procedure, I guess, or a delay game. Either way, it is now 4th and 21. Again, still have the opportunity to pin them deep. Play clock still engaged. Eddie Dufresne back to punt for the Sharks. Dufresne to punt it. Nearly gets blocked. Punt bouncing inside the 10. Rolling out of bounds.
Wow.
Inside the 5-yard line. And Eddie Dufresne and the Sharks pin the Raiders deep with 3:37 to go in the game.
What a punt by Dufresne. Just excellent coffin corner type. I mean, what? When you need to play, you need to play. A play can be anything. It's not just the deep passes, not just those runs, but plays like that coming in clutch for your squad, pinning the Raiders deep in their own territory. But now, can they capitalize?
Rolls out at what looks to be 5 or 6 yard line. 1st and 10 Raiders at their own 6. This drive sponsored by Brig Dogs Pet Supplies. Here we go. 1st and 10 Raiders. Flag down behind. Tackled near the end zone. Did the ball come out?
No, I think they say they got him in the end zone.
Flag. There was a flag down at the start of the play. A lot of celebration from the Sharks. We'll see what the official word is. Again, flag down initially. This could be big time.
Defensive encroachment.
That's what I was afraid of with the play playing on through the early penalty. Why didn't call the safety. And that is going to be 5 yards free for the Raiders and maybe a safety.
By the way,
taken away.
I would like to give it up to this referee crew. This referee, I think this has been a really good crew tonight. Not super whistly. They're only calling the obvious. I like it. This has been one of the better referee crews I've seen in semi-pro this year.
1st down and 5. Raiders running with a hole. Good blocks. Bouncing into the outside. Here comes the Raiders. He'll toe tap out of bounds at around the 30.
And tack on an extra 15.
Wow. Just like the drive started for the Sharks, the Raiders almost get a carbon copy as Daryl Johnson breaks free for about a 20-yard, 15-yard, 25-yard rather run. And
well, let's just be conservative here and call it 20. Tack on an extra 15. That's 35 yards in one play.
Wow. That one was less like the other one, but just still the nature of it. I think he dove while he was in bounds, but he hit him so far out.
Yes.
Call's got to be made. He hit him below the knee. Flipped him over. Now 1st and 10, Raiders at their own 46-yard line. Still 3:13 to go. They haven't ran a lot of time, which is good for them for now. Bosk once again in the gun. They try and time up the snap again, and it's going to work. But they'll still get a few yards at least there. Almost looked like they went a little early, but might have got away with it. That's going to be a gain of 2. 2nd down and 8. Raiders at their own 48-yard line. Under 3 minutes to go now. Tied up 6-6. 2nd down and 8. Bosk turns, gives straight up the middle. Burst of speed. And that's going to be another 1st down by number 3. Daryl Johnson Jr. carrying the load here late. 1st down. Raiders inside Sharks territory. Or no, sorry, 3rd. They mark him just short. Thought the 1st down was at the 45. It's at the 44. So 3rd down and 1, or 3rd and inches. Raiders at the Sharks 45-yard line. 2:10 to go. Now they're letting that clock bleed a little. 3rd and 1. Raiders turn, give. Trying to bounce it outside. Breaks a tackle. 1st down and more. Breaks another tackle. Still fighting towards the 30. That's going to be a gain of 14. 1st down and 10 Raiders to the Sharks 31. Under 2 minutes to go. They have that kicking ability. They might be in field goal range already. We haven't seen one this deep yet. They're getting closer and closer to the game-winning field goal. And what you said earlier in the second half, 2 field goals might be all they need to win it. A minute and a half to go. 1st down and 10. Raiders at the Sharks 32. They time the snap. Run straight up the middle. He's not going to get far. He will get inside the 30. That's going to be about a gain of 2 or 3.
Now, definitely for sure, they are in his field goal range right now. So, you know what? If I'm the Raiders, I'm milking as much of this clock as possible and letting your kicker do his thing.
Player slow to get up on the play. A minute 16 to go. 6-6 game. 2nd down and about 8 for the Raiders at the Sharks 30. This would be about somewhere in the range of a 45 to 47-yard kick.
Okay, so
his longest tonight was 35.
But in those kicks, he's been kicking into the wind. This one, he's got the wind at his back. You know, I hope you can get another 5 yards, and you're aiming possibly for a 40-yard field goal to win it. Like you said, minute 16 left, all tied up at 6.
I believe the Raiders should have at least another timeout left. I know the Sharks do not. And this is where you talk about them using that timeout. Now you're going to see them, if they get the yardage they want, can walk it off with no time left. And flags down.
I think this one might be a false start.
No, I think he's counting. Ref is counting. Oh, that could be a defensive.
Oh, wow.
12 man on the field on the Sharks. That's a free 5 for the Raiders. And what did we just say? You want those 5, you get them for free now. And it's going to be 2nd down and 2. And the delay of game on offense kills their last drive. Now that on defense, these simple personnel penalties are the things really killing them. Run right up the middle, bouncing it outside, down the sideline with room. He's in! Touchdown, Raiders! From 25 yards out, number 26, Vance Bennett with a possible walk-off touchdown. With 1:08 to go, the Raiders take the lead. Vance Bennett from 25 yards out.
And what a game Vance Bennett has had. He has been chugging along. 5 yards here, a big loss there, then come back 5, 6, 7 yard runs. This is exactly how you stick to something, stick to what got you here.
They're going to go for 2. Well, anticipating probably that the Sharks, if they were to score, would have to go for 2. So they don't want to get caught in a chance. What? I don't know. I would still maybe go for the extra point, considering you stopped them the first time. Run on the 2-point conversion, pushing through, diving for the goal line. They give it to him. The 2-point conversion good by who other than Vance Bennett. And now with 1:08 to go, it's an 8-point Raiders lead, 14-6.
Wow. You want to talk about a drive where you saw everything that drive. You saw the Raiders executing. They capitalized on a Shark mistake that what was already a 20-yard run. They get an extra 15 for a late hit out of bounds. That's 35 in one play. This drive started at the 6-yard line.
94-yard touchdown drive. But, that's what you look at. This drive started just like the Sharks' last drive did. 15-yard penalty. They got around the 50. The difference was the Sharks had the wasted penalties that knocked them out of doing this. The Raiders took their mistakes out of it. They haven't made those mistakes in the second half, and that allowed them to make the big play. I've said both these teams have big playability. We've seen a little more out of the Raiders in longer plays. They put one in there 25 yards out. But the Raiders, or the Sharks, could have been that. If you just take away 12 men on the field, that set them up to make that play happen. It's the little mistakes is what's keeping the Sharks team from a big win here.
Possibly. Look.
It's not out of it.
1:08 left.
No timeouts.
No timeouts, but unsportsmanlike conduct
on the Sharks. So now this is going to be a kickoff, giving them 15. They'll make the kickoff 15 yards. They won't add it on to the end.
Right.
So they'll kick off now from the 50. Maybe now you look for an onside kick. I saw that in high school this year. I remember whatever game, Vieira and Bayside, I think it was. Me and either Logan or Blue on the call, but I think it was Logan. We're talking about this exact play, and they ended up getting the onside kick. So you get free 15. You're kicking from the 50 anyway. We know you can touch it back from the 35.
Right.
Go for a squib or an onside, try and get it back and end it.
Why not?
Well, we'll see what they do. Dan Clayton to kick it from the 50-yard line with a minute to go. He's just going to send it into the end zone. Touchback. And the Sharks will start from their own 25. 1:08 to go. Trailing by 8. No timeouts. Not going to be easy. But they got to do it here. They got to march down the field, get the 2-point conversion. Here's what I'd like to see if you get the 2-point conversion. Run it up the middle, jump pass, score it. That's how I'm just going to manifest that. If they get there, that's what I want to see.
Yes.
Because that was a play they scored on.
However, you got to score first.
I know. I'm just saying.
You've got 75 yards to pick up
first. And I'm talking
before.
about the 2-point conversion because I have no idea their best course to get down there because we haven't seen them be able to set up since that opening drive a good drive. So I don't know what they need to do to get there. Besides, I know what they need to not do, commit bad penalties. But the fact of getting down there, they can pass it. I think the passing's going to have to something they have to incorporate into this, because I don't think they have the big play running ability necessarily that the Raiders do. Not that it's not there, but I think if you even add a pass in, those run plays will open up. When you're just going to run play after play, that's where you get shut down. But they do have receivers split either side instead of stacking line. They will pass it. Compare airing it up. One-on-one ball falls short of his receiver, looking for number 88, Tristan Weiler.
Good coverage
By number 1, Brandon McCray.
Good job, Tristan. Get it.
It only took 4 seconds off the clock. 2nd down and 10 now from their own 25. 1:04 to go.
But there was one of those big plays that the Sharks needed, because you catch that one, most likely, if you're smart, get out of bounds. You got your big play. Unless you feel you can break it, get out of bounds, stop the clock, and get your next play in.
That one looked orchestrated. I mean, the second he dropped back, he was already looking for him. So
right.
Those are the plays. If they work, they're great, but you don't really want to tell us straight plays here. You want to have plays be a little bit more free for the quarterback to make something happen.
Don't tell me what I don't do and don't want to tell a straight. Maybe I want to tell a straighter to mark everything up.
Snap, drops back, looking for a pass. Quick play and a big sack by 3 defenders flying through the line. The clock's ticking, under a minute to go. No one's hurrying up to the ball. It's 3rd and long.
And look, urgency here.
Got to be aware of the situation. 40 seconds and running, no timeouts. Players just walking off the field. This is not what you need to see. It's 3rd and long, 35 seconds. Sharks in the huddle. This might be a last play of the game type play now. 28-27. They might only have 2 shots left now when they had a minute. They had a minute when that last play ended. Drop back, heaving down the field. Weiler, overthrown, intercepted, and the Raiders are going to win it. They're going to return it back through the offense. Flags down. Huge interception to seal it by number 23, Capo Springett. And with 10 seconds to go, the comeback effort is going to come through for the Duval Raiders. Flag down on the play shouldn't negate the interception. Disbelief for the Sharks on an overthrown ball. They once again had Tristan Weiler, this time more open, but the safety comes up to make the play. Capo Springett. 10 seconds is all the Raiders got to waste to pick up the win here on Saturday night.
They don't even really got to waste it. It's just take a knee here. This is the best formation any offensive coordinator loves to call. Victory formation. Take the knee and get out of here with the win. Look, this was a great game.
It absolutely was. I mean, you look at their first contest, 42-0 win for the Raiders. This one, 14-6. Game-winning touchdown with 1 minute and 10 seconds to go. Knee already on the ground, and the game is over. The Duval County Raiders stay perfect, 7-0, with a 14-6 win tonight in Vieira over the now 3-4 East Coast Sharks. What a finish, what a game. Thanks, everyone, for tuning in, following us, and I'll turn it over to Caleb to finish it off.
I'd like to thank all of our sponsors one more time. Orleans Bistro and Bar in Titusville. Give them a call at 321-567-7567 or check them out online at www.orleansbistroandbar.com. Pier 220 Restaurant and Bar in Titusville. Go to their awesome website at www.pier220.com or give them a call at 321-269-0007. Bird Dogs Pet Supplies. Find them in person at 6225 U.S. Highway 1 in Port St. John, Cocoa area. You can also give them a call at 321-432-2952. Exotic Peas for the best house painting in Brevard. Give them a call at 321-387-8364. Find them on Facebook at Exotic Peas. Email them today at exoticpeasllc@gmail.com. Michelle Mulk, family law attorney. Find her online at www.meulke.familylaw.com or give her a call at 321-567-3477. So for everyone here at the Brevard Sports Network, thank you all for joining us tonight. For the Space Coast Sharks, for the Duval County Raiders, for Jackson Robb, I'm Caleb Brown for the Brevard Sports Network. Have a good night, and as always, let's make it a sports night.